It's easier to talk than actually to observe and also to listen. Yet, there's so much happening around us each day. There's just so much we see as we come to work, as we interact with the cleaners. We're coming up to work, we see the drivers, we see people working. They are not talking to us, but there's a lot. They're carrying so much information that if you don't observe, you never really get that information because you never really get to talk to everybody. But then, like yesterday, we're coming on the plane. We missed the Owerri flight, so we had to come through Enugu. And so we're in the business class, and this young lady who was serving us came, when it was time to serve us the meals and all that, and there my colleague was by my side. I just took one look at her, and I read so much. I said, hey, your face is much more beautiful when you just establish rapport. We're going to be doing sales and marketing at some point, so some of these things we'll learn. Because one of the things that you learn about selling or about marketing is that everyone is preoccupied. And before you can get the attention of the marketplace, you have to break that preoccupation. And there's a way to rapidly establish rapport. And so if you don't break that preoccupation, so we call it getting into the conversation that is already going on in the mind of the prospect. So I said, hey, your face is much better. When you smile, you're beautiful when you smile. So she just did a very weak smile. And then I said, you look so tired and fatigued. You're exhausted. You know what she said? She said, oh, I just feel like coming to hug you. I just feel like hugging right there in the plane. I just feel like hugging you. She said, we've been flying, and then, they got to Abuja or something, 1 a.m. She's been flying since 1 a.m. She's tired, that this job is killing her. Within few seconds, she's giving me so much information, and I saw that she was really looking very, very tired. Do you know she ended up saying, please, can I pick up your number? As I was coming here, she sent a LinkedIn request. Can I pick up your number? I need to talk to you. This job is killing me. Then she sent a WhatsApp message yesterday evening. She said that it must have been God speaking to her through me, that she just wanted to hear, that she was doing that work mechanically, but she was really dead, physically there. So hearing that. So there's just so much information that you can pick up by observing when people don't have to talk to you. And it's a very important competency in management, because observation is very, very important. If you don't observe powerfully, you won't manage powerfully. So a good manager is a good observer. You sense things happening around you. And then that's really one very important competency. Knowing, and then even a passage in the Bible says something about knowing the state of your flock, being able to observe. It's so important for you as parents. I see some of you want to be moms and great moms and all that. It's important for you as moms. It's important for you as daddies. My second son is schooling in South Africa, and a couple of weeks ago, I knew he was under intense pressure because of examinations, and then now they're applying for college in the US. So a lot was going on. So I called him. How are you doing? He said that he said he'd not been eating well, that he thinks he's lost some weight, and that he has not been sleeping well, And then on questioning him a little bit more, I also saw that he'd gotten a rejection letter from one of the schools he applied for in the US and all that. He applied to a couple of them. Instantly, I said, look, a child is telling you that he hasn't been sleeping well, and he also tells you he's been skipping meals. That tells you something, and he got a rejection letter. So if you're not an observant dad or mom, so I didn't let it go, because what he described to me were onset of depression. And then in his school is very intense, if you've heard about African Leadership Academy, and then there's similar colleges where children have actually taken their lives, because the pressure is just so much, and then they just lose it. When I observed that, I immediately alerted his school authorities without knowing, and got a counselor to go speak with him. Then there's his Sunday school teacher that he defers very much to. I called her, and said, please call him and speak with him. So she called him a couple of evenings. Then, of course, the mom and I and myself, had to, we sent lots of love messages, and all that to him. And then he came out of it. So observation is key. It's really very important. Knowing what is happening around you. And it's also part of emotional intelligence, because emotional intelligence is being aware of what's going on inside you and also being aware of the emotions and feelings of other people.